Hi everyone, welcome to today's lesson. Our topic for today is on Josiah's reforms. That is some of the religious reforms carried out by King Josiah in the land of Judah before his death. In his religious reforms, Josiah ordered the priests to bring out all the verses made for Baal and Asherah and burnt them. He ordered the priests. The priest in charge then was Hilkiah. Hilkiah was the priest in charge during the renovation of the temple, and he was the one that found the book of law in the temple. So Josiah ordered him to bring out all the verses made for Baal and Asherah and burnt them. That was the first of his religious reforms. 2. He deposed idolatrous priests whom the king of Judah had ordained to burn incense in the high places of the cities. So the idolatrous priests here are known as leaders appointed by the king of Judah to burn incense in the high places. He deposed them. Another one was that he broke down the houses of the male cult prostitutes. What do I mean by male cult prostitutes? Male cult prostitution is a religious prostitution. They are general terms for a sexual rite consisting of sexual intercourse performed in the context of religious worship as a form of fertility rites or divine marriage. So King Josiah broke down the houses of the male cult prostitutes. Again, he defiled Tophet to prevent people from burning their sons or daughters as sacrifice to Molech. He defiled Tophet. What do I mean by Tophet? Tophet was a sacred place located outside cities near Jerusalem, where sacrifices and burials were made, especially of young children, for rituals. So King Josiah defiled it, and he also prevented people from burning their sons or daughters as sacrifice to Molech. King Josiah removed the shrines of the high places that were in the city of Samaria, which the king of Israel had made. He removed all. Not only that, King Josiah restored the feast of Passover and commanded people to keep as it is written in the book of the covenant. Before King Josiah emerged as the king in the land of Judah, the feast of Passover was ignored and neglected, but King Josiah restored it, because this feast of Passover is the remembrance of the Jews' freedom, the remembrance of Israel's freedom from 400 years of slavery in Egypt. So he restored the feast of Passover and also commanded people to do what was written in the book of law. He abolished witchcraft, sorcery, soothsaying, divination, and their idols. Witchcraft here is the practice of a witch. Sorcery is the use of power gained from the control of evil spirits. Soothsaying is the foretelling of future events by persons without divine aid or authority. And divination is the practice of attempting to foretell future events by occult or supernatural means. King Josiah abolished all. So all these were what? His religious reforms in the land of Judah. So having known that, what are the similarities between today's religious situation and that of Josiah? 1. Crimes and various vices are rampant in the church today. Crimes like kidnapping, raping, prostitution, and so on are rampant in the church today. Not only that, there are many corrupt preachers in our society and the church today. Corrupt preachers. Preachers that will tell you what to do, but they don't do what they preach. Then there are people filled with immoral acts in our society today, just like in the days of who? Josiah, before he carried out his reforms. Having known some similarities, what are the significance of Josiah's reforms? The significance of his reforms. 1. His reforms brought about spiritual revival in Israel. Yes, because before Josiah emerged as a king, his predecessors were busy worshipping idols, thereby turning the heart of the Israelites away from their creator, their own God. But Josiah's reforms brought about spiritual revival in Israel. Not only that, it made the people to rededicate themselves to the service of God instead of worshipping idols. And the third one, the ordinances and the statutes of God were now made clearer to the people because they ignored the book of the law. They ignored the covenant God had with them. So because of his reforms, Josiah's reforms in the land of Judah, the ordinances and the statutes of God were now made clearer to the people. So having known some significance of Josiah's reforms, what are the lessons to learn from this story? 1. Josiah showed typical example of a good leader. Yes, Josiah was a good leader. He had the fear of God in him. He respects God, and he did what was right in the eyes of God, even men as well. Another lesson to learn was that Josiah did not follow his father's evil way. His father, Ammon did what was not right in the sight of God. He committed evil. He worshipped idols. But when his son Josiah emerged as a king, Josiah did not follow his father's footsteps. He did not follow his father's way. Rather, he respected God and did what was right before God. Another one is that we should abhor evil at all times. Yes, we should abhor evil. Say no to evil. Stay away from evil. And the last was that people should not follow bad examples of their elders or predecessors. Even if it's your father or your mother, you should not follow his or her way. If his way or her way is bad, we should not follow bad examples of our elders or predecessors. Thank you so much for paying attention to this very topic. Hope to see you some other time. Bye.